I finally did it. I made a front door wreath just for me.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Wreath Workshop. I am Ashley, and this is my home studio where I create wreaths, bows, and lantern swags for your home, and it's so much fun. So if you've been following along on TikTok, you're going to know that I have been asking you guys what you think I should use to make a wreath for my front door. And today is the day that I am actually going to make one for myself. First, I asked if you thought I should use an oval or a round wreath on my red front door, and the overwhelming response was definitely oval, which I agree with because I think it matches the shape of the window on the front. Next, I asked what type of flower you think would look best on the red door, because it's kind of a tricky thing. Some colors just don't look good on it, and I wanted to know what you thought. So your choices were a blue hydrangea, yellow roses, or pink dahlias, and everybody loved the blue hydrangeas, which I think is going to look fantastic. So today I am going to mix it up just a little bit and make a big beautiful wreath just for me. So welcome and thank you for following along. As you hop on, I'd love for you to say hello. I see someone's already said hello. Good morning. Let me know where you are watching from. So let's get busy talking about the flowers that I have chosen. All right. I am a color girl. I love color. I always say that if Joanna Gaines showed up at my house, I would not turn her away. But her style really isn't my style. I like things colorful. It makes me happy. So instead of just going with blue hydrangeas, I am actually going to be using all of this color. So here we go. Focal flower is going to be a blue hydrangea. Definitely going to use that. Next, I have some pink. I think these are like ruffle daisies. You know, they never put exactly what these florals are on the tags, so I don't really know. What do you guys think they are? They're really pretty. They're very pink. It's going to look pretty with that. And then I grabbed some white and yellow daisies because I don't know what I'm going to end up using, but I decided to just go bold and use all three of the colors that I asked you about. So we'll see how it works. So those are the florals that I'm going to be using. Let's move them aside for just a minute. Where do I buy the florals? These are from a variety of places, but mostly they are from my wholesale companies. There is a list in my bio that you can click on, and it will take you to a fabulous collection of where to get all of this good stuff. So check that out. A friend of mine made this great list, and it's super valuable. It's like a shortcut to know where everything is. So here's the flowers that we're going to be using. Next, let's talk greenery. Greenery is very important, and greenery kind of messes a lot of people up because they don't know what exactly to choose. So I like to start with a bigger leaf greenery in the back. This is called Ficus. You can see it's in a big bundle. I got this from one of my wholesalers. It's very pretty. It takes up a lot of visual space. It is a plastic leaf, which I think is great because it's going to hold up a lot better. And I will probably use, I don't know, maybe one or two branches or stems of this in my design. So Ficus, love it. This is called Variegated Ficus. Sometimes you can actually get it at Hobby Lobby or Michael's in just like a solid green color, but I haven't been able to find this in one of the normal retailers. Good morning. Thanks for the hearts. I appreciate that. Next, I've got, my children are at home, so if you hear bumbling, that's them. Next, I've got a pretty fern. This is also plastic. I like this a lot. I might be using that. I really like this seed grass. It's really pretty. Now, this came from a wholesaler, but you can find this at Hobby Lobby. I think they call it like round tip grass. I call it bee grass. I've got a couple of those. I have some more. This is something new to me. I haven't ever used this before. Kind of looks like seaweed, but I love the limey green color. So we're going to set this aside and might maybe use that. This is a hedge parsley bush. It actually says what it is on the package. Really pretty. This came from a wholesaler. Very pretty. Lots and lots of texture. I love adding white to everything that I do because it just makes it pop. So we have this in white. I have some of this. I don't know if I'll use that or not. And this is a still bee. This did come from Hobby Lobby, and you can get it at Michael's. It is $5.99. I've got 2 bushes of that. This is my white. So all of this, I'm going to set it aside and move it out of the way. I'm very excited to be finally making something for me, and I'm going to make it as big as I want it to be. A lot of times I kind of hold myself back on making really big designs because if I am selling it, I have to ship it, you know, and shipping can be very pricey. So I kind of hold myself back on making huge wreaths, but not today. I'm going to make it as big as I want. Next, let's talk about my ribbons. Yeah, I'm going to use all of these ribbons. I'm so excited. So let's talk about the first one that I chose. Do I have a Joann's fabric near me? It's not really near me, and it's not a very pretty place to shop. It's not one of the new ones. It's an older one. And every time I go in there thinking I'm going to find some treasure, I don't ever find anything. So I will go back just to see. I have lots of friends encouraging me to go to Joann's, but I haven't found anything great. Here is my focal ribbon. This ribbon came from Sam's. If you are a wreath maker, let me know. And if you are a wreath maker, did you get some ribbon from Sam's this spring? I stocked that store like a crazy girl because I wanted this ribbon. Some of it is not very high quality, but some of it is really, really good. So a couple of these came from Sam's, and I love it. Here is my focal ribbon. Lots of different colors. Isn't that really pretty? So this is going to tie in with all of the florals that I chose. Love it. And then I chose some different colors, some different patterns to go with it. So this right here, and then this floral also came from Sam's. It's a little bit bigger, brighter print. I've got a pink stripe. This came from my wholesaler. Remember, check that link if you really want to know. Pink stripe. This came from Sam's. This is a pretty yellow gingham. Okay, wait a minute. Someone says that Joann's is having a huge sale. Okay, I'll check them out. Love this Harlequin ribbon. And then I have just a baby blue, a light blue. It's got a little bit of visual texture to it. So I'm going to be putting all of these ribbons together to make a humongous bow because it's my front door and I can make it as big as I want because I don't have to ship it. So let's start with that. I do not make bows by hand. I have just enough carpal tunnel that it hurts to hold it for so long. So I use an easy bow maker. I have a free tutorial for an easy bow maker in my link in my bio. Click, 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 take you right there. It is a video tutorial that shows you exactly how I use it to make a big loopy bow. And you can make that bow for every season. So if you are a wreath maker or if you just want to learn how to make bows for yourself, go to the link in my bio and check it out. Let's get started. So this is my easy bow maker that I'm going to be using. I'm gonna make a big loopy bow for my wreath. I'll need a pipe cleaner and a zip tie. I use zip ties. This is an 8-inch zip tie. I use it to make sure that my ribbons and my loops are really snug and tight. All right, so let's get started. Now, making bows is just being creative. I like to start with my bigger ribbons on the bottom. This is a 2.5-inch wired ribbon. Yes, you have to use wired ribbon. You have to. If you don't, your bows are not going to stand up. So I'm just going to unroll a whole bunch and straighten it out so it's not all curvy crazy for me. Some people like to give ducktails or dovetails on their bows where they fold it in half and they cut up at the seam. I don't really like that. I just like to do a nice edge. Just like that. It is your preference. So let's start. This Easy Bow Maker is 16 inches long, so my bow is going to have 16-inch tails. I'm going to measure it out like this. Push it down into the Easy Bow Maker. Give it a hard twist so that the back of the ribbon is facing up. That's very important. I'm going to measure out 6 inches for my loop. Push it down very snugly. Another hard twist. And I'm going to make 4 loops total. That means 2 loops on each side to do this. So anyone out there a wreath maker, or do you have another craft that you really enjoy doing? I have been crafty my whole life. Both of my grandmothers were very crafty. They crocheted, they quilted, they made clothes. Both of them painted. So I got lots of craftiness going on. Welcome, you're a florist, Christina. Where are you? Where are you from? Oh, someone else makes their bows by hand? That's fantastic. I've just never learned how to do that. My grandmother, here's the story with the Easy Bow Maker. My grandmother, my Mima, gave me this wooden bow maker. And that's how I taught myself how to make bows. Where do you get the Easy Bow Maker? You can get them off of Amazon. I think Hobby Lobby may have them, but I'm not sure. So just check. Probably Hobby Lobby, Michael's has them. This is just how I learned how to do it. And there is nothing wrong with either way. If you make them by hand, that's fantastic. If you make it on an Easy Bow Maker or another bow making machine, that's great too. You do you and what works for you. All right, now let's start layering this thing up, okay? I want my black and white to be towards the front of the bow. And let's do the yellow. Let's put the yellow in. This is going to be a big bow with lots and lots of loops. Hey, from Atlanta, welcome. She says she makes her bows by hand. That's fantastic. How long have you been making bows? Took me a while to figure it out, but I finally did. Someone else from Atlanta. That's awesome. Gonna go in with my second ribbon. This is a 1.5-inch ribbon. It is a yellow gingham. I got it from Sam's. It is a pretty good. Okay, this time I'm only gonna make two loops, one on each side, just like that. Okay, we're just layering it up, and I adjust my loops to where I want them to be when I pull it out. You got your bow maker at a garage sale, but I don't have instructions. Okay, listen, you need to go to my profile. There is a link for a free bow making tutorial, videos, the whole thing. There's written instructions and there's videos for you to follow. So go grab it and it'll teach you how to do it. It does take some practice, but you can get it. If I can do it, you can do it. Let's go in with my, let's do the focal ribbon. See how it goes. Welcome from Texas. So glad you're here. Been making flowers and doing bows for 27 years. That's awesome. So my story is I am a teacher by trade. I have been in the classroom. I was in the classroom for over 20 years, maybe right at 20 years. And the last place I taught, I was in a private church preschool, which I loved. It was a wonderful place to work. But I really wanted to make more money to contribute to my household income. And preschool teachers, daycare workers, private places, they just are not able to pay very much to their teachers. And I wanted to make more money, actually. But I did not want to go back into the public school system because that is a hot mess. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I did not want to go back into the public school system, so I decided that I was going to focus on my wreath making business because I knew that if I could do that full time, that I could really make a go at it and I could be successful. And here I am doing awesome on my little Etsy. So I have an online floral shop that I host on Etsy. It is the number 3 Little Greenwoods. And I love it. Keeps me super, super busy. Someone else has this ribbon. Isn't it pretty? This is the first time I've used it. I think it's going to be great for making lots of summer wreaths. And I need to get on that. So I'm adjusting my bow loops around. This is going to be a huge bow. This ribbon is really nice to the touch. So here's what I have so far in my Easy Bow Maker. You can see that I'm just layering everything up. Really, really pretty. Next, let's go in with the, let's do the pink stripe. This ribbon came from one of my wholesalers. I love them. They ship super fast. I'm going to have an avalanche of ribbon if I don't move this really fast. Hold on a second. Okay, let's cut our tails. I like to do a knife's edge and not a duck tail. Bam on public education. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I'm very grateful for my children's teachers because it is not an easy thing to do, especially in this day and age. Next week is Teacher Appreciation Week, and I'm gonna have to go buy those ladies and men some gift cards for sticking with it and teaching my children. I have 3 children, which is where the name of my shop comes from, 3 Little Greenwoods. I actually have a blog that I started when they were little that has turned into a place where I teach and share wreath making tips. It's the same name as my Etsy shop, 3 Little Greenwoods. So go check it out. And make sure to follow me if this is something that you are interested or if you like to see wreath making. So far I have just a lot of pastels, lots of pretty soft colors, but we're gonna add this. In fact, I think I'm gonna put my blue and then put this. Here's the reason for the black and white. It just adds something to your bows. I don't know what it is. I guess it's just visual interest. It adds such a pop of interest and color to your bows. Just really, really pretty. All of my loops are the same length. They're all about 6 inches long. That's just how I like to do it. Now you can stair step them in to make a different look, but I like doing it this way. Let me straighten this all out. This time I'm going to make what I call an odd and an even, where I have 1 loop on one side and 2 loops on the other. Let me cut my tail. All right, now let's add the black and white harlequin and see what it looks like. Yeah, the black and white really, really takes it to the next level. It just looks designer. I guess because there are some other wreath makers that are fantastic and they use it in their wreaths, their bows, and it really does look amazing. Let me switch this around. Let me do on this side and do this. Oh my gosh, this bow is huge. But I really want people to see this from the street. This is my wreath I'm finally making myself a wreath for our front door. Our front door is red, and sometimes it's kind of tricky for me to choose wreaths that won't clash with the red. But today I am just gonna do my own thing. Gonna make it as big as I want because I'm not shipping it, which is always a tricky thing, getting those wreaths shipped. If you are a wreath maker, let me know. Got any tricks for shipping? It's one of those things you just have to do just to try out, and you figure it out as you go. All right, so let's look at it. So here it is so far. Oh my goodness. Isn't that pretty? Now, I don't really want the black and white to be in the middle, so I think I'm going to add another just 1 loop of this focal ribbon. Hey, Mama Jolie Lobly. Here's the crazy thing about TikTok. So when we all signed up for our TikTok accounts, we probably didn't use our real name like we do on Facebook. So I love getting comments from people, but I can't see their name. I never know who it is I'm talking to. I'm going to add 1 more loop of this on top of the black and white. Measuring it out 16 inches on my tail. And I am just going to give it 1 loop. So it'll be in the middle for people to see. And I'm going to cut this second loop a little shorter. Come on, like right, I'm trying to do it one-handed. It's important. Here's one trick when you're using an easy bow maker. You have got to keep tension on the middle of your bow because it will pop out. Isn't that pretty, guys? Oh my goodness. Hey, Linda. I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, okay, so now let's take it out. Before I take it out, I'm going to go through and really maneuver all of my bows to be where I want them to be, holding tension on the middle of the bow maker to make sure nothing pops loose and acts crazy. Take a paper pipe cleaner, not a paper, and put it up under all of your bows, all of your ribbon loops. And then I'm going to take my zip tie. This is the most important part. I'm gonna slide this up under too. What times do I go live? I don't have a set schedule yet, but I'm working on it. I'm definitely working on it because I love chit-chatting with everyone. You should follow along. So I slid my pipe cleaner and my zip tie up under all of these ribbon loops. And I'm pushing down really, really hard in the middle. Oh, it would be good on your apartment door. Your front door is pink. That's fantastic. Okay, so now I'm gonna tighten it about halfway and then carefully pull it up out of the Easy Bow Maker, trying not to move any of the loops. I want it stacked. It's like stacked like a little sandwich. See? I want it stacked together and not move. So let's pull it out carefully. See? And then holding it gently but firmly, I'm going to twist my zip tie to the back, maneuver my pipe cleaners where I want them. Whoops. Just like this. Okay, now I am pushing them together without moving the loops, and I'm going to tighten it as hard as I can. Really tighten it. Isn't that awesome? I love it. Take my heavy duty wire cutters and I'm going to cut off the zip tie on the back. Now, the zip tie is holding all of the loops in place. So unless I just jerk it really hard, they are not moving. My bow loops are not coming out. So this is when I go back through and I just fluff up all of them. Love that black and white. Isn't that pretty? Try to maneuver all of the tails so that you can really see them. I'm so glad I went back in and put that focal ribbon back in the middle again, because that's what I want to be seen the most. Look at all of that. Oh my goodness, it is huge. So these are 16-inch tails. This is a ginormous bow. Gonna move them all around. Awesome. Where did I get the bow maker? I got it from my Mima, my grandmother, but you can get it off of Amazon. If you go to the link on my profile, click, 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 it'll take you to a menu of lots of different buttons. If you click on the Amazon storefront, it will take you to where you can buy the bow maker. That'll save you some time so you don't have to worry about it. And that's the one that I use every day to make it. Where did I purchase my ribbon from? A lot of it came from Sam's. The rest of it came from my wholesalers. Sam's has a great ribbon. You have to stock them like a crazy person to get it, but it's fantastic. So I'm going to take my beautiful bow and just drop it over here. Next, let's talk about the wreath that I'm going to use. I already got it ready. I got it cleaned up. So it should be a wire ribbon. You have to get wired ribbon. If you don't, it is not gonna hold your loop. You really gotta get wired ribbon. Okay, so let me move all of my beautiful ribbon out of the way, because we are about to make something fabulous. Let me put it over here. Now let's start on the wreath. So you guys voted and you said that I really should use an oval wreath. So here it is. This is my big oval wreath. Everyone always wants to know, what is your wreath stand? My wreath stand is simply an inexpensive, lightweight art easel. You can see that my children have decorated it with stickers. This came from an art kit that my daughter got for Christmas one year. And when I started making wreaths, I needed something to put them on. So I snitched this from her room, and I've been using it ever since. Now it is lightweight, so I have zip ties holding it in place so it doesn't move when my wreath gets heavy. And I have a 5-pound weight from the boys' weightlifting set that I use to put on the back of it. You know, the mother of invention, the mother of necessity, however that goes. I am not all about spending a lot of money to do my craft. There are some things I have spent a lot of money on, but not much. So here is the wreath. This is my hanger on top. It is simply a pipe cleaner that I have looped around to hold it. Okay. Let's see how this is going to go. All right, let's try that. I got this wreath from Hobby Lobby. So you can get wreaths from lots and lots of different places. This wreath was pretty pricey. It was $9, which I think is a lot for a wreath, which is one of the reasons I haven't used this for a customer because, you know, just trying to keep things economical. I didn't want to use that. So this is my wreath that I'm going to make for my front door. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot to turn on my electric skillet. So this is what I use to glue my florals in place. I'm going to move the camera so that you can see it. I've done several TikToks about it. This little thing right here. So this is an electric skillet that I got off of Amazon. It's in my link. This is skillet number 3. The first skillet that was a lot like this, it started going crazy and I couldn't turn it off, so it was a fire hazard and it had to go bye-bye. The second skillet that I bought was really inexpensive, only like $20. I just posted a TikTok yesterday. It smoked like crazy. It was a fire hazard, so it went bye-bye. So this is my newest skillet, and here's why I like it. It has an adjustable temperature right here, which lets me just have a little bit more control on how hot it gets. I want my glue to be the consistency of honey. If it's too runny, I'll more likely to get burned. And if it's too cold, it like glue strings everywhere. So I turn it all the way up to begin with, and then I turn it down a little bit to adjust the temperature. That is what I use to dip my stems in. And when I say dip my stems in, I really mean like you take the stem, you dip it in, you kind of brush it off to get the glue strings to go away, and that's how I use it. Game changer. When I first started, I was using a hot glue gun and I got burnt a lot. Here we go. I got burnt a lot using a hot glue gun, so I do not use it anymore. But if you do, that's great. You do you. But try a hot glue skillet. It's fantastic. Oh, thanks for sharing the video. I appreciate that. All right, so let's get started. I should have warmed that up before, but I forgot. So let's start with our ficus. I think I'm going to start out with 3 of these ficus stems. This came from my wholesaler. It came in a bundle of 12. It's really economical, cheap, and I love using it. I love the color. So let's start with 3 of these. Let me show you how I cut it apart. I hold it together like this because I'm all about doing things fast. I have been really successful in my Etsy shop, and that means I have a lot of orders to get out, which is amazing. It's what I wanted, right? well, I'm a one-woman show and it's kind of hard to get everything done and out on time. So I've created lots of little shortcuts. And one of them is I cut things all at once. So I just cut off this side of the ficus stem. Then I have this side. And I come up top. And I cut the little top part off. And then I cut the bottom part. Just doing it one time instead of doing it 3 times over and over and over. Just to save a little bit of time. You can get ficus in a solid green at Michael's and Hobby Lobby, but I have not seen it as the variegated. If you find it, let me know. All you Joann shoppers, do they have this at Joann's? Because that would make me go back to that store. All right, my glue skillet is almost ready. Gonna stir it up with my little stirrer. I'm gonna need to add some more glue to it. So here is my glue that I love. These are Gorilla glue sticks. Oh, thank you. Cheryl says she loves the way I explain everything and gives great advice. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Gorilla Glue, it is your friend. You know, I am in South Carolina. It gets super hot here. Most of my customers are from Texas. People in Texas love wreaths. I love people from Texas. And you want some glue that's really going to hold up to the heat, especially if it is a south-facing door or a west-facing door, a sun-facing door. You're going to need some really good glue, and I love Gorilla Glue. I actually buy it on Michael's. You can get it in the bulk pack, which is less than Amazon. There's your tip for you. So I just take the whole glue sticks and I drop them into the skillet and they melt. I never clean the skillet out. I just keep using it over and over and over. Game changer. So let's get started. We're going to green the wreath. This is my oval wreath. It's just barely hanging on up here. I hope that it stays. So greening your wreath simply means I'm going to start by creating the outline of my wreath. I always start at the top. I'm going to take my ficus piece, dip it in my glue skillet, just like that. And put it on the top. I'm going to create an outline for my greenery and my flowers. And since this is my wreath for my front door, I can make it as big as I want. It's pretty awesome. You got the bow maker in your cart now. Yeah, it's an amazing tool. I love it. Get the bow maker and get the tutorial that I made and practice, practice, practice. You can do it. So we're making our shape. Let's go down to the bottom. Now, I didn't take the time to really clean out this grapevine. Number one, because it's going on my door and I'm not really worried about it. But you might want to go back and clean out some of this, but not a lot. So I'm having a hard time with grapevines. If you are a wreath maker, you probably know what I'm talking about. They are either coming in super junky with lots of stuff stuck into them, or they are bare bones and it's just like big pieces of, I don't even know what it is. It's full of pieces like this. That's all that's in the wreath, and there's no little pieces for our florals to stick to. It's driving me crazy. I see some hearts. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? From Michaels. I love Michaels, but Michaels, come on. They keep sending me these wreaths that are just big sticks. Look at all those hearts. Y'all are my people. You know what I'm talking about. It's making me have anger in my heart every time I get one of my big boxes of wreaths from Michaels, because I can't hardly use them, and I like to use everything. I do not want to waste money or time. I'm cutting up 2 more of these because I need them. Okay. You love Hobby Lobby wreaths more than Michaels? Yeah, I need to check them out. But see, Michaels has this thing that if you're a wreath maker, you need to know about. They have like bulk packs, and their wreaths are a fantastic price. You can get them in the bulk pack. But when I've been doing that lately, they are not good at all, and it makes me mad. So I'm gonna have to break up with Michaels if they don't get their wreaths right. Not really. I'm not gonna break up with Michaels. So let's add some more of this ficus down here. I am creating a crescent shape. Just building the base of what I want it to look like. Let's move this down just a little bit. Someone asked what kind of glue skillet I use. So if you go to my profile and click on the link, it will take you to a page that has lots of different places that you can go. That's where you get the free bow tutorial. And it also has my Amazon storefront there, and it'll take you directly to what I get. Oh, thank you so much, Elizabeth. I appreciate you. What kind of glue do I use? I use Gorilla Glue sticks. You can get them at Walmart, Michaels. I don't think they have them at Hobby Lobby. I think I have gone there to look before, and they did not have any. All right, so we've got our basic shape. I am keeping this in an oval, okay? Keeping it in an oval so that it will look good on my oval front door. From Texas, and she loves her door wreaths. Yeah, girl. I love me some Texas people. I have sent so many wreaths to Texas. It makes me happy. So you can see this part is really full, and this needs some work. So let's add some more greenery to the top. I love this wreath. This wreath did come from Hobby Lobby. It's got lots of little sticks for the glue to stick to, which is what you want. Unless you are doing like a minimalist wreath where you wanted everything to be very clean. That is a really pretty look, but that's not really what I do. It's really pretty though. That's not my thing. You're going to notice that when I get my little pieces of ficus, I don't just leave it flat. I give it a little bend. Where am I coming from? I am in my children's old playroom. It is the room over our garage. I took it away from them when I started my wreath business, and I am in South Carolina. I'm sure you guys can tell by my accent that I am in the South. So that is where I am. I love hopping onto TikTok and teaching you guys things that I have learned. It's just fun. And I love watching other wreath makers work. I really do. It's fun for me. So let me know, do you guys watch other people make? It's like the cookie people, you know, the cookie decorating people, where they show how they decorate the cookies. I love watching that. It is so much fun. Okay, let's put one more up here. There we go. Got 2 more pieces, and then I'm not putting any more of this on here. Let's fill in on the side. Don't like that. Let's try it again. If you put something somewhere and you don't like it, you can pretty much always get it out. Okay, wow, that is really, really big. I got some glue strings. You guys love watching it too. Why did I start with an oval and not a circle? Because my front door has an oval window, and I asked my TikTok people what they thought I should use, a round or an oval, and they said oval, so that's what we're using, and I think they're right. So that's what we got so far. Next, let's add another layer of greenery. This is called bead grass. Let's see if we like it. Oh yeah, let's add some of this. I'm gonna try to only add 1 bush of bead grass. She is watching other wreath makers and actually making a sunflower wreath while I'm watching you. Well, I'm so glad you joined me. Thank you so much. Yeah, a sunflower wreath, that's on my list to make. So behind me, I have a table filled with, I call it my project table, where I've like gathered up things to make next. Because as I'm working, I'm always like, ooh, I should make that. Oh, I should make that. So usually I'll stop what I'm doing and I'll go gather up my things and then put it on the project table to get to. So my hope today, excuse me, my hope today is that after I finish with my wreath, I really want to make a patriotic wreath. And then I've got a bumblebee wreath over there that I would like to make. It takes me about 45 minutes to an hour to make a wreath, which sounds like a long time, and it is. It really is. Okay, let's add some bead grass. I love the different color and the texture. And I see that this needs to be, see how there's a dip right here? I gotta put something right there. So let's try this. Oh yeah, much better. Thank you for saying my voice is soft and pleasant. I appreciate that. So when you have a business like this, everyone always tells you you should go live and do live videos, right? If you're a business person, you know that's what everybody says. You should be doing videos so people can watch you. But we always second guess ourselves, especially about our voice. And at first I was a little worried that people would say something about my accent, you know. I don't think it's that strong, but I hear it every day. It's not strong compared to some of my friends, okay? Oh, thanks. She's so glad she found me. I'd love to make a wreath. Well, follow along. I'll teach you. I actually have on my list to make a easy summer wreath video tutorial. It is something that I really need to get done for you guys because I've had several people ask about it. So let me know, would you guys be interested in a summer wreath tutorial that you can download, get access to, and just watch over and over to learn how you make it? Where am I from? I am from South Carolina. Welcome. And I've always been told, so I have 20 years classroom experience, and I don't know how many people said your voice is just so perfect for kindergarten. So I was a kindergarten teacher for a really, really long time. Oh, good. She says she's so inspired by watching this. I appreciate that. Someone just asked that she's come in late. Can you tell me how much ivy I use? This is not ivy. This is called ficus. It's variegated ficus. You can get solid green ficus at Michael's or Hobby Lobby. This came from my wholesaler. I'm looking to see where I need to place this. I'm trying not to use but one bush. Let's put this last piece down here on the bottom. She says she's not crafty, but she loves watching other people. Yes. Listen, that's how I got started in this business, I swear. So I was watching a lady on Facebook making a wreath. And I have always been really, really crafty. I got it from my grandmother's. I've always been making something. And I was watching her and I thought, I can totally do that. So I went to Hobby Lobby and I got me some flowers and I just got started and I tried it and I worked at it and I got better and better and better and better. Welcome from Utah. You should try make one. Okay, so you see this right here? That is a big hole that I'm gonna have to fill up. So let's cut up another ficus. Let's use this piece right here. So this is my 6th piece of ficus. As I'm making, I like to keep track of how much of what I put in each wreath because that determines how I'm going to price it. Pricing is a kind of a touchy subject. It's a little bit personal. But I need to keep track of what I put in there so I can price it accordingly. There's still a hole right here. Ugh. That's okay because my bow is going to go right here. I forgot to tell you, I am leaving a space right here for that humongous bow that we made. I am dipping my stems in a glue skillet, which is right over here. If you go to the link in my profile, you will be able to get to it to see what I use. I need one more right here. Oh my gosh. You think it's my 7th piece of ficus? It might be. Look how big that is. Holy moly. I would really like to add some more of this bead grass in this area, but I'm going to wait until the end. All right, so I have greened my wreath. It is ginormous. Let's put in our big, beautiful bow. If you are just joining us, oh my goodness, look. This is a bow that we made on my Easy Bow Maker. If you want to learn how to make a bow like this, go to the link in the profile. There's a free bow making tutorial. So it's going to go right here and it's going to really take up this whole space. On the back are the pipe cleaners. I'm going to thread the pipe cleaners through the wreath, finding little spaces in between the grapevine to put it. If I can get it through. So I'm getting old and I have bifocal glasses. Anybody else have the joys of bifocal glasses? They really drive me crazy because I have to keep adjusting my head to see what I'm looking at. So on the back, I'm simply twisting the zip ties together to secure the bow in place. That's all I'm doing back here. You got progressives. Yes, this is what these are. They are driving me crazy. And I think my eyes are getting worse. So yeah, I have bifocal glasses and bifocal contacts or progressive or whatever they call it. It's driving me crazy. All right, so here is our big and beautiful bow. Oh my goodness. So pretty. I'm going to leave it alone because I'll go back and adjust it later, but look at that. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that is on here. I've got some beautiful tails hanging down. Let's set it. Oh, this is so big, guys. It won't even fit on my wreath easel. And I'll pick it back up. Okay, there we go. All right. Oh, goodness. It doesn't want to stay. Let me try to attach it back here. Okay, there we go. All right, now let's start adding our beautiful flowers. So today we are using, I think we are using all of this goodness. We've got blue hydrangeas, yellow daisies. I love this bush. This bush is from Michael's. The blue hydrangeas, I believe, are from Hobby Lobby. These little pink daisies are from my wholesaler. And the white daisies too. I don't know if we're going to use all of them, but I pulled them anyway. This is my front door wreath. I can make it as colorful as I want it, and I'm really excited about that. All right, so let's get started. So here is my blue hydrangeas, and you're going to see that they are really just little small pieces. I am going to place them together so it looks like a big hydrangea blossom. Okay, probably going to use three. Let's cut these off. These actually came from Pioneer, which is a wholesale company. I had forgotten this where it came from. You can get these at Hobby Lobby though, and I'm sure Michael's has them too. So just check out the usual places. I do not want the leaves, but I'm going to save the leaves because I use the leaves on the back of my wreaths just to clean it up a little bit. Yeah, I might have to invest in a floor easel. Actually, I sit to make most days, but because I'm on live with you guys, I am standing. I found out that it just was not good for my back to stand all day, and I would stand all day. So I actually have, they call it a drafting chair. It's just a rolling office chair that's really high. It's like bar height, and that's what I sit at. And I usually just pull it right up to my work table and make with it. Okay, so let's see, we've got 3 and 2. That's not going to work. Let's do one more. If you are a wreath maker and you want to know like where a lot of us shop from, there is a big book of wreath suppliers in my bio. A friend of mine created a list for us. It's a place where we've all shopped and where we recommend that you purchase things from. It's not just Hobby Lobby and Michael's and Joann's. It's like lots of online retailers. Look how pretty. Love it. Okay, so my plan is to put one here, put one here. All right. So let's just go for it. Gonna cut it. I like to keep my stems long because I want it to be off of the wreath base. I want it to have lots of dimension. And I can really do that this time because I'm not shipping. I don't have to worry about that. You're so welcome. All right, so we're going to build a little cluster of the blue hydrangeas right here, right above the bow. to stack them up together. And I'm pulling it out away from the base. All right, that's really important. You want to give your wreaths lots of dimension by doing that. Now that's not everyone's style, and that's okay, but that's the way I like my wreaths to look. Thank you for watching. I'm glad you found it relaxing. I just love that you guys talk to me, because whenever I have gone live on Facebook, nobody talks to me. And I'm just like jabbering to myself. I don't really care for that very much. It's not very fun. All right, so we've got one big cluster right here. And I'm going to put another one up top. Push those together so they really look like one piece. Okay, let's put one right here. When we first moved into our house, the previous owners were gardeners, and the yard was so pretty. And they have beautiful hydrangea bushes and everything, and then we are not very good gardeners. So our hydrangea bushes, they don't look so great anymore. We learned how to take care of them. Is anybody out there a gardener? Do you have tips on how to make hydrangeas look beautiful? I would really love it. Yeah, when you add the hydrangea, it really showed how large the wreath is. Yeah, it's ginormous. I'll have to measure in just a second. Kudos for being so crafty. I got it from my grandmothers. I'm telling you. They were both super crafty. Making Christmas presents and just doing all kinds of crafts. So there we go. That is really pretty. Okay, let's see how big it is just for kicks and giggles. So I always measure my wreaths from the top of the highest greenery. And I usually go all the way to the end of the ribbons. And right now this is measuring 30 inches and I don't have all of the ribbons, so I would not be mailing this. Not be shipping this one, because that would just, oh my goodness, I cannot imagine how much a box this big would cost to ship, especially to my friends in Texas. How do you make that? How do I make what? Which part? If you're talking about this beautiful bow, I can teach you how to do that. Okay, I'm leaving the bow alone. So I've got my two right here. Never cut back hydrangeas. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. All of it. Well, just keep watching. You'll get some tips. What size wreath did I start with? I believe this is an 18-inch oval. Okay. Good luck on your hip surgery. Oh my goodness. Lots of tips for hydrangeas. Okay, I didn't know about the pennies. Okay, so I've got my blue in here, and I could put a blue down here, but I'm not. I'm going to skip that part. Just going to keep it on going. Next, let's add our pink. These are like pink ruffle daisies. This came from Sim's Pottery, which is a fantastic wholesale company. I love them dearly. I always like to spread my things out so I can cut it quickly. Thanks for all the hearts. You love the ribbon from Sam's. You bought 10 rolls. Yeah, I bought more than that. I bought way more than 10 rolls. Because a part of my business is I make bows for people who don't want to learn or don't have the time to learn how to make bows. So they come to my Etsy shop and they buy bows from me, which is fantastic. So here's our little flower. Got a pretty little yellow center. These leaves are awful. Do not want them at all. So we're just going to take these off. Some leaves I keep. But these don't even look a bit real, so we're getting rid of them. Just throwing them away. You got to know when to keep things and when to throw them away. Right, guys? Oh, you're going back tomorrow. They just wait. Who just received a new shipment? Tell me, please. Where do I buy ribbons? I buy real ribbons from wholesale companies mostly. But go check out Hobby Lobby and Michael's. They do have some, but they just don't have a great ribbon selection. I wish they did, but they don't. Where did I get the green foliage? Do they come in sections or do I cut them apart to put them on the wreath? I got this ficus from a wholesale company and I cut it all apart. All right, let's start adding this. Look how pretty. I spoke about a link. Okay, so if you go to my little face, my little profile face, if you click there, go up to the top for it has like a link, like all the links for Three Little Greenwoods. There is a link in there that's like the big book of wreath suppliers. A friend of mine put it together for us and it's fantastic. It has all sorts of places that you can go and purchase. Some of them are wholesale and some of them are not wholesale. So someone just said she's in South Carolina down near the Georgia border. Okay, wait a minute. Are you near Augusta? Because I'm near Augusta, but I'm in South Carolina. You could be right next door to me. We wouldn't even know. Let's add the pretty pink. And I'm just going to like bounce this color around, okay? Let's start right here. Keeping my stems really long. Put this one over. You see how I'm bending them? I want them to come away from there. Non-business people cannot buy from the wholesalers, okay? You have to have a business license to buy from them. Sorry. But, okay, here's what you should do. I totally forgot about them. All right, ribbon people who don't have a business account, here is what you need. Go to 5th Street Studios shop. Just search them on the internet. It's the 5th, it's number 5. They have fantastic ribbon. I forgot all about them. Anyone can purchase from them. Check them out. 5th Street Studios. Great people. They ship really fast. I think they're in Ohio. I'm not sure, but I've purchased a lot from them. Hey, my people from Augusta and North Augusta. I am in Aiken. That's so awesome. Yep, I'm in Aiken in my children's playroom over the garage. So nice to meet you on here. Okay, let's balance this color out. I decided to go big and bold and colorful for my front door. Let me bend this. It's not quite staying where I want it to stay. There we go. We're going to put some at the top. Taking my cute little daisy. Giving it a good bend. Aiken is a beautiful place. I love living here. My family's here. I get to see my mama a lot. My daddy. My brother is here. It's fantastic. Yep, let's put one up there too. Okay, there we go. Pretty, pretty. I like looking in the camera to see what I'm doing. It's really helpful. If you are a wreath maker, one of my best tips is to step back from your wreath and take a picture of it and then look at it on your phone, because you will see what you're missing when you do that. So that is a great tip that I recommend that you do. I'm going to add some of these at the bottom up under that bow. This is too short, so I'm going to cut some more. I need 2 really long pieces. Take off these ugly leaves, throw them away. Guys, I would love for you to follow along. If you are interested in learning how to make wreaths, follow along and I'll teach you all my goodness. Here, I have dipped it in my glue skillet. I'm lifting up the bow and putting it in at an angle. Very pretty. Now I need something over here. I need a pop of color over here. The name of my Etsy shop is the number 3 Little Greenwoods. It's the same as my TikTok account. I named it, it started as a blog that I still have. It's named after my 3 children because when I first started doing the blog, it was mostly about the children and, you know, birthday parties and all that stuff. But it's turned into teaching you guys what I make. Thank you for sharing, Linda. I really appreciate that. Okay, let's see. I've got one more. Yep, let's put it down there. I like to put things in 3s. Here's another trick. Creating a visual triangle is just very appealing to the eye. Okay, so you can see I've got 3 right here, I've got 3 right here. It's just very appealing. All right, so we've got our blue hydrangeas added and our pops of pink. Now, let's see what we can add. I love this bush. This came from Michael's. It is one of my favorites. You can actually get this in white and peach. I have some peach ones. I need to do a video with that. So I'm going to be, ooh, this is going to be so pretty. I'm going to be adding this all around. This came from Michael's. It was $9.99, so $10. I'm going to cut my stems really long, just like I always do, because I'm going to show you another trick. Do not like these leaves. These leaves are really, really cheap. So we're going to throw those away. I want to divide this stem in half. Do I show how to make bows? Yes, I do. There is a link to a free bow making tutorial in my profile. So just click on my face, go there, click, 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 sign up. It's an instant delivery. I want to turn this into 2 pieces. So I'm going to divide it up. I'm going to leave this piece long. I know you guys can't see it. I'm going to leave this piece long. And I saved this little sprig that I pulled off the bottom. This is important. Save this. So let's pull them apart. I'm going to take this piece off, set it aside, throw away the leaves. I got one of these. What I'm doing is actually, I'm going to double up what I want. I'm going to make twice as many of these little sprigs. I do like these leaves, so I'm going to leave those on. This helps to stretch your money just a little bit farther when you can cut the little sprigs apart. From North Augusta, is NA North Augusta? Welcome. I'm in Aiken. So I'm just stretching out the amount of flowers that I've got. Just like this. So here's what I have. I have these pieces with really long stems. And then I have these little sprigs that I'm going to make into more sprigs. This bush was $10 at Michael's. So it's a pretty good price. Here's how you make more sprigs. You take a leftover stem. I save these because you never know when you're going to need them. And then I thread these little pieces on here. I think I'm going to make 3. And I take my wire, what are these called? Needle nose pliers. Please check out my Etsy shop. I really appreciate it. It's full of all kinds of goodness. So see, I've made more pieces to use. So this is one more piece. Let me grab 2 more little nubbies. Threading it on here. And then I'm going to use the needle nose pliers. I didn't show you that last time. I'm going to use the needle nose pliers and just bend. Guys, I know you can't see. I'm going to bend the tip over so that it looks like that. And then my little pieces will not come off the tip. Okay? It just makes another little piece to use. One more, and then we're going to add all of this yellow into the wreath. Okay, let's get started. Now, just like with the yellow, I'm going to bounce around the color and put it all over. Let's put this piece right here. Give it a little bend, just like this. I'm going to slide it up top. I always slide in with the grain of the grapevine. I'll show you why at the end. Let's put this right here. Oh, that is so pretty. And I'm worried about running out of all of this. So when I'm worried about running out of materials, I like put one at the top and then I put one at the bottom, just so I know that I'm not going to run out. I do have another bush, but I don't want to use it. As a wreath maker, you have to be conscious of how much product you are putting into your designs, because the more product you use, the higher the price. And you want it to be, you want to have different price points in your shop. I love the yellow too. It's really pretty. You want to have different price points in your shop. So you need to make, I always try to make things that are lower on the price, medium, and then really pricey. And I sell all of them. There are customers out there for all of us. So if this is something that you want to do, or if you want to start an Etsy shop doing something different, go for it. There are millions of front doors in the world. Okay, so I need to put this down here. I'm trying to clear a path and stay away from my bow. Pretty, pretty. Okay, let me turn it because I need to show you something. don't neglect this part right here. I have kind of neglected it, and I need to add a pink flower. You want it to look good from all sides. So let's put another one of these pink flowers right here. See? That's pretty. Yep, let's add another one back there. Might as well use the whole bush, right? Thank you for saying that it's amazing. And thank you for following. I really appreciate that. I love my little TikTok family. So months ago, my teenage boys were like, Mama, you gotta watch this TikTok. You gotta watch this TikTok, Mama. And honestly, I thought it was the dumbest thing ever. And then I decided that I would start posting about my business on TikTok. And I love it. And I love watching TikTok. Let's put another yellow right here. So as I'm looking at the camera, I can see right here where it is missing some color. Dip my stem in my glue skillet. That's a lot of glue. Sometimes I think I use too much, but it's all good. We don't want it falling out, right? Oh, this doesn't want to go in. There we go. Let's just leave it right there. Okay. Let's see where else I'm missing. There's a little bit of a dark spot right here. Got some glue strings. If you keep your glue like the consistency of honey, the glue strings are not that bad, but you're always going to have glue strings, pretty much. Okay, so let's take a look. I have one sprig left. How would I price this? So here is how I price things. I will add up everything that I put in there. I keep a running record usually of everything that I put in there. I add up the cost of each item, and I don't use the sales cost. I don't use sales cost. So if I got this for 50% off at Michael's, I don't put down that this costs $5. I put down that it costs $10. Because what if I have to go back and it's not on sale anymore and I want to make this wreath again and I have to pay $10 for it? But I priced it using the 50% off number. And I want to do that. I want to price it for the full price of what it would cost if I had to go back to the store and purchase it again if it wasn't on sale. When I first started out and I wasn't that good, I would price things like 2 times the cost. And then as I got better, I started pricing things as 2.5 times the cost. And now I price things 3 times the cost because I've gotten a lot better, and this takes a lot of time. If you're a wreath maker, you know how long this takes. So that is how I price things, but it really is an individual decision, which you need to make on your own. And I don't know what all I put in here because I've been making it for myself, so I haven't been worried about it. Where do I buy flowers for? So a lot of these flowers came from, you can get the blue hydrangeas at Michael's, Hobby Lobby. These yellow daisies, which I love. These came from Michael's. These pink ones, they came from a wholesaler, but you can find something similar to this. What about labor? Labor is included in the 3 times amount. That's how I do that. All right, so here we go. Need some white. So I can add some of these daisies. What's the cost? I don't know what the cost is. I haven't been adding them up. Hello from Thailand, welcome. I can add these white daisies, but I think we have enough daisies in here, so I'm gonna set these aside. But I do wanna add some white, so let's add some Astilbe. Guys, do these look yellow to you on the camera? They look super yellow to me when I look at the camera, and they're not, they're white. These came from, do I sell these? Yes, I do. I have an online shop that I host on Etsy, so I'd love for you to check it out. It's the number 3 Little Greenwoods. All right, so let's cut this apart. I think this is gonna look pretty, and it's gonna add some more texture to it. They do look yellow. That is so weird. They are not yellow. They are white. I don't know why it does that. Maybe it's the lighting that I have in here. I like to spread everything apart and then clip it at the bottom, leaving it all really long. This came from Hobby Lobby. It was $5.99, so not much at all. My other teenager just got home, so if he comes busting up in here, that's why. So let's add this all around, and I'm just going to, where am I going to place it? Let's make these stand up just a little bit more. Okay. I always start up at the top, dipping this in my little glue skillet, that much glue, reaching up high and tucking it in. Okay. I really only want to use one of these, so let's see how far I can make it go. I'm lifting up my bow and adding some Astilbe up underneath it right there. Let's add some on this side. That's not going to go in there. Let's see. I'm going to cut it down so it will fit. Thank you for following. I appreciate that. I'm going to lift up my bow loops and clear a path. I'm going to move these leaves out of the way and stand up high on my tip tops, my tippy toes, to reach down in there. Here we go. Perfect. You've never owned a wreath. Well, you deserve to get one or make one for yourself. They're really fun. It makes me happy to come home. This is going to make me so happy to come home and see it on my front door. So I am a wreath maker that has not had a wreath on the front door since Christmas, maybe. Oh, that's too far out. I'm going to put this a little bit closer in because I don't want it sticking so far out. There we go. That's better. Oh, thank you so much. She says, I'm totally worth every penny. I appreciate that. I know. So seriously, if you can't afford wreaths, try to make some on your own. It's fun. I love it. I'm gonna lift up my little pink daisy and put that right there. Super pretty. I only have 2 pieces left. Ugh. Let's see, where am I gonna put it? Right there. This one right here. And 1 piece left. So I can place it here, which is what I probably should do, or I could put it in the middle. I'm gonna put it on the side. Right there. All right, guys, I think I'm done. I think I'm done. Have I ever done giveaways? I'm so glad you asked. I am about to work with another blogger to do a giveaway, and when I do that, I will make sure to announce it several times on my TikTok, so follow along. All right, guys, so let's see how fantastic it is. Oh my goodness. Love it. Oh my, I love this right here. So pretty. Let's talk about the back, okay? Since I cut my stems so long, you can see that they are sticking all out of the back. You see all those stems? I gotta get rid of those. So I just take the flat side of my pliers and I get as close to the wreath as I can get, and I cut them off because I don't want this scratching my door or my customer's door. And I can also tell if they're a little bit wiggly. I might go back in and add some more glue just to secure it in place. Try to get as close to the grapevine as you can. It just neatens it up. Let's move over here just a few more. Now, because I inserted my stems along with the grain of the grapevine, I don't have very many to cut off, which is good. Okay. If I was shipping this to a customer, I would take one of my leftover leaves that I have and I would glue it like over the pipe cleaners for the bow. I would glue that to cover it up just to make it a little bit more professional. And here it is. Oh, it is so big. Let me lay it down. No, I can't lay it down because I'll get it in the glue. Oh, say, listen, I can't show it on my door right now, but follow me and I will make sure to make a TikTok video about it so that you can see it on the front door, okay? All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really, really appreciate it. This is so much fun. I love interacting with you guys and answering your questions. If you want to learn more about the art of wreath making, how to make a bow, how to make a wreath, please follow along. Don't forget to check out the links in my bio. There is a free bow making tutorial that you can get instantly. If you have a problem with it, let me know. And I'm also going to be making a summer wreath tutorial, a simple one for you guys to follow along. So download the bow making tutorial, and then I'll make sure to send you the link to the other free classes that I'm going to be doing. Have a wonderful weekend. Make sure to follow so that you can see this beautiful thing on my front door. Bye, everyone. Thanks again.